streaming it to YouTube and a couple of our Facebook pages. We're live once we get the graphic taken. Now, hey, everybody, Tom Britt coming to you live from the BPI Outdoor Living Center right here about 88th and Hague Road, kind of just north of Castleton, just south of Fishers. And I've got JD here with BPI, and I got Tony with Paver Rescue. So, gentlemen, thanks for having me in your beautiful facility here. This is really a cool location. I think a lot of people don't know you're here, JD. It's I think a lot of landscaping companies kind of stay off the grid and really don't want to invite you out. But talk about where you are and kind of what's here at this facility.
Yeah, so we're 88th and Hague Road, just south of Roche, which most people are familiar with, off of I-69 and 96th Street. And you kind of hit a little bit on kind of our difference between what most landscape design build companies are. So we consider ourselves a landscape architecture design build company because anybody that touches design in our company has a degree in landscape architecture, and we find that very important. And we've kind of designed, to your point, our design studio, if you will, inside and outside, to be a really immersive experience for our clients. We really want to do it different on purpose in terms of not sitting at a kitchen table with our clients, but really walking them into an experience that they can really kind of see some built applications and talk through materials and design solutions and things of that nature, and really make it a fantastic experience for our clients.
Yeah, we want to do this today outside. You have a beautiful patio outside, and I assume you guys built that when you moved into the building. Obviously, the weather wasn't very cooperative today, but I did notice outside too, Tony, some pavers. This is Paver Rescue, and a lot of people don't know that you can actually save those pavers or seal them or fix them. We bought a house, not too long ago, and we moved in. We saw these pavers, and they were sinking in. They were old, hadn't been taken care of. We just thought they had to get rid of them. But tell us how you guys save them with Paver Rescue.
Yeah, so we started Paver Rescue in 2012 just on a whim, knowing that one thing I think people don't understand is that pavers require some maintenance. They're not zero maintenance, they require some maintenance. And the longer they go, the more maintenance they require. So we started the company. They do need repair. We do the repair part of that. They need to be cleaned, and they need sand. So there's that whole cleaning it out, resanding it, polymeric sand, and then also sealer. And then we've set up a really good program we call the PSP program, which is an annual cleaning, touch up of sand. So once you have that complete, then you can keep it looking new all of the time.
Interesting. I didn't know you did that. Yeah, so that's Paver Rescue. This is BPI. They work together a lot. Obviously, two different companies, but you guys advertise with us together, and you guys come in the same line of business of sorts. Let's talk about what kinds of projects were hot this year. Because you guys are in the middle of the summer. We're here in July, end of July. What was hot this year? What are you guys building right now? What kinds of projects are you working on, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of has been the same thing for the last few years. The pandemic obviously was kind of like throwing gasoline on a fire in terms of home being home and being safe space. So folks are really looking to extend indoor living outdoors in terms of items or elements that continue to be popular. Obviously, pools are a driving force, but covered outdoor living continues to be very, very popular. People really want that extension of outdoor living outside, and then obviously, creating some shade and things of that nature. Being able to be outside and use that space, even in inclement weather like what we're experiencing today. So, outdoor kitchens are obviously still very popular, and we do a ton of those. But covered outdoor living continues to kind of be the driving force in almost every project that we do.
Are you doing any new home stuff, or is it mostly existing home things you're doing?
Yeah, so I would say about 75% of our work continues to be working on existing spaces. About 25% is new construction historically, and that continues to remain true.
And how about capacity for both of you? You guys, there's been a work shortage. It's affected everybody. It's nobody's exempt from that. Is that affected you this year? Are you booked out through 2080? I mean, what's your timeline look like right now?
Yeah, BPI, we've been blessed. This is our 23rd year in business, so we've been blessed to have a really good team and continue to have that same team. So from a work shortage standpoint, it's less of an issue for us. with that being said, capacity is always an issue, regardless. So our design process takes some time. And like I said before, with us being landscape architects, the design process is paramount for us. We have to really take everybody through a well-vetted process. So that takes some time in and of itself. But right now, if you were to start that process with us, we'd be looking at starting a project probably in spring, summer of next year.
Okay. So we start the design now. By the time we get into finalizing it and getting permits and pavers or whatever else, it's next spring for you to break ground. That's pretty typical. How about you, Tony? Are you having any issues with getting things done in a short amount of time? Are you booked out through 2080?
We're not. No, we actually have an amazing team as well, and our technicians are doing a great job. We're about 8 weeks out, so we're still September, October is a great time to still maintain pavers and patios. And once the weather turns, then we're not able to do anything, but we still have some capacity this year.
So you guys have to talk about just how you guys got started into this and how you guys became friends and how you started working together. Because I think it's interesting for people to understand not just what you do now, but how you got into it. So tell your story first, and let him see if he fact checks it and make sure it checks out okay.
Yeah. So I met Tony, almost 19 years ago now. So Tony was actually at the time a company I used to work for was a subcontractor. That's how I met Tony. And I went to school for landscape architecture at Purdue, and I always had aspirations to own my own business, the entrepreneur spirit, I guess, in me, so to speak. And so Tony and I became friends through that process, and he had kind of grown his business to a point that was ready for a new growth cycle, and that spurred some conversations and so on and so forth. And I came to work with Tony almost 19 years ago now, like I said, and at the time we were predominantly a hardscape only company, and we both had aspirations to kind of grow it into something else. And within a few years of working together, we both sat down and said, hey, look, we really need to take this company in the outdoor living spectrum. That's really where our comfort level was in terms of what gets us out of bed in the morning and passionate about building outdoor living spaces, which was obviously more than just hardscapes. And we really kind of positioned ourselves about 17 years ago to really be that expert in space and outdoor living. So within a year or two of working with Tony, I became his business partner, and I'll let him kind of tell a story of Paver Rescue. But sitting in a conference for Tony, it kind of the light bulb went off in his head. Well, it's probably 12 years ago or 15 years ago, Paver Rescue was born in terms of a thought process that he had, which is, hey, there's a lot of pavers going in the ground, and there's a need for getting these things maintained and keeping that investment for people alive. So that kind of spurred Paver Rescue. So I'll kind of let him tell the story of that.
Was that all accurate, by the way, Tony?
It is.
Okay. So, we're good there. So
when I moved down here in 99 from Chicago, I was purely just the hardscape company. So working on the crew, doing sales, doing QuickBooks, doing all the stuff, and met JD, and he was mainly the designer when he came on board, and then had all the other things. So I was pavers and walls, and then everything else you see here today, it was him, JD's inspiration. Yeah. So, I mean, it grew quickly and into something. I mean, we've had some hard years going through, and but I think we are very much alike, and so we just continued to grow it. In 2012, we said, hey, we've got all these, probably have 1,000 paver patios. We need to do some level of maintenance and offering this to our clients. We're not going to do it with a crew here and there. I mean, it is definitely a specialized thing that needs to be done. So that's when we started that. And in 2020, right before COVID hit, we made a decision that I would leave BPI on the day-to-day, go over to Paver Rescue and start running that so we could grow it and then make sure it had the same feel as BPI. So done that for 2.5 years now, and it's been very successful.
And you were telling me before we got on camera that your reviews on Google are just gone through the roof. I mean, people are happy with you, right? I mean, and typically in landscaping, there's always going to be something that doesn't go right, or a tree dies, or something's going to go wrong. But how important are those reviews to both of you guys, to your business?
Very. I mean,
That's how you get your referrals, right?
And what gets me excited is our team gets excited.
Yeah.
So every time we get a new review, a new 5-star review, they'll text me or they'll call me and be like, "Oh, I got another 5-star review," and they're so pumped up about it because this team really is about the service and about the communication and the quality. It is an amazing team. But it took time. I'll say one thing about Paver Rescue is that there was a definite learning curve to figure out the sands and the sealers and how to clean and everything else. And we finally, I feel like we figured out the process to do it right each time. And I'm super impressed with the team and what they've accomplished.
Optimistic looking forward, I assume, right?
Big time.
How about you, Diddy? How important are those reviews and all that to the company?
It's super important. I mean, I tell my team all the time, it's, people expect you to deliver good results, but it's the experience that you deliver that's the most important thing. So, over 70% of our work comes from referral based in terms of lead generation, and continues to be important, obviously. And, I tell all of our clients at the beginning of every job, look, we're not perfect, so don't judge us on being perfect. One, two is we're in the world of construction. So weather, delays, all those types of things happen. And obviously it's even more paramount now with the world that we live in. Don't judge us on being perfect, judge us on how we react if something happens and how we show up. And that continues to be super important in terms of making sure we have a great experience with our customers. So
that's awesome. You guys, Josh, do me a favor, put up those graphics again with their websites on. We got BPI Outdoor. We got paverrescue.com. Make sure those are up so people can get a hold of you guys. Again, highly recommend these guys. They come highly recommended to us. I've talked to a couple of their clients, and I'm going to be a client of yours because I got pavers that need to be on an annual maintenance. I didn't know you guys did that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's the benefit of coming out and actually talking to you guys. Actually find out the stuff you do that I need. So anyway, so Paver Rescue, BPI Outdoor, you guys. Hook them up, look them up. If you guys are looking to get something done next year, now's the time to start planning for that, especially for this fall coming up. You guys are going to be thinking about getting back into your backyard, having some barbecue, say, man, I wish I had that fire pit done, or I wish we had that patio done, or get the pool lined up for next summer. It's a little too late for this year, but maybe next year. But until the next time, guys, JD and Tony, guys, thank you guys so much.
thanks a lot.
Tom.
And we will check you guys out next time, and check this out on YouTube as well, guys. Thanks so much.